Hey guys, Dolce here, and today I'm bringing you a quick little review of the multiplayer on Medal of Honor Warfighter. I'm not going to be talking about the single player, and I'm going to give you guys my opinions about the game, what I think about it. I'm going to talk about things that maybe Danger Close should change, and at the end I'm going to talk about rather if you should buy the game or not. So stick around. Now let's start with how the game looks. The game is built with a Frostbite 2 engine, so I was expecting the game to look somewhat as beautiful or as good as Battlefield 3, but that isn't the case at all. The game doesn't look ugly, but you can clearly see that the game isn't really optimized for consoles. The textures don't look very polished, and you can expect some frame drops along the way. It really feels like Danger Close didn't really put in the time to make it run smooth enough for the console. And on certain maps we'll suffer more from frame drops than others. My guess would be it runs between like 30 and 25 frames per second, and I think it actually drops below those 25 when it on certain maps. Now, gameplay-wise, especially the gunplay, is top-notch in my opinion. The gameplay is very tight and fast-paced, and what surprised me was the fact that all the classes feel very, very balanced, along with all the support actions, or kill streaks as people like to call it. And those who play the beta will know that all the different classes have their special abilities. For example, the Spec Ops class has the controversial 1-second wall hack feature, where you will see a proper outline of your enemies through walls and random objects around the map. And also each class has their own set of 4 support actions. These support actions, or kill streaks, will be awarded by obtaining a certain amount of XP points in 1 life. These support actions don't really feel like they ruin the gunplay or the gameplay in I don't want to say, but like Call of Duty. And I'm not trying to piss off any fanboy. I like the Call of Duty franchise up until Modern Warfare 2. I hope Black Ops 2 is going to bring something new to the table, but I guess we'll have to wait for that. And that's what I like about this game. The fact that this game is very skill-based, where you actually need to be a good shot and have a decent skills in order to do well in this game. And the sound design is amazing in this game as well. It's very immersive. It really feels like it just pulls you into the action. The different maps are not great. They're not terrible either, but I mean, the map design on some of the maps is quite disappointing, to be honest. But it overall doesn't ruin the fun and intense gameplay. And in terms of the game modes, this game doesn't bring anything new to the table, although the hotspot mode we saw in the beta is somewhat of a new, refreshing game mode. We haven't seen this in the latest first-person shooters. There was a similar mode in the latest Ghost Recon, but I think it works better out in this game. A new feature that the game brings to the table is your battle buddy, and you and your battle buddy will be a 2-man squad. Although we've never seen this being implemented in a first-person shooter before, it's very similar to the squad system in Battlefield 3. You'll be able to spawn off your teammates at all times except when he's taking fire. Then you'll actually have to wait until he finds cover, or there are no more enemies taking shots at him. And this does not always work. You'll find yourself many times being shot at right after you spawn off your teammates. So I'm not really sure if the whole thing where the whole wait time thing is necessary, but that's just my opinion. Now, my second favorite thing in the game, and I know a lot of people like this, is the weapon customization feature. This feature is, quite frankly, quite amazing, and it goes really far. You can pretty much customize everything. There are tons of cool looking camos, a bunch of different attachments for your weapons. You can customize everything about your gun, from your muzzle, stock, barrel. The guns have a lot of unique scopes, and this game seems to be one of the only games where the dual sight scopes actually seem to work very well in this game. And all the changes you do to your weapon will also affect how it performs on a battlefield. If, for example, you put on a longer barrel, it will affect your range and tighten the bullet spread, but it will also affect your maneuverability, so you will be a little bit slower and it takes a little longer to aim down sights. But it also goes the other way. If you adjust your barrel and your stock for most close quarter situations, you lose some range and your spread is going to increase a little bit, but your maneuverability will greatly improve. And I have found myself using this feature a lot, and switch between barrels or receivers in order to perform better on some of the maps. Now let's talk about some of the things I didn't like. And the biggest disappointment, definitely, and I know that a lot of you guys are going to agree with me on this one, is the user interface in this game. It is extremely complex and confusing, and in order to get a good overview of your progress in upcoming unlocks, you'll have to visit Battlelog to go and see what your next unlock is. And even on Battlelog, they don't really give you a clear overview of all your upcoming unlocks for your weapons and different classes, nations, and so forth. And probably for the PC guys, it's not going to be that big of a deal, because you guys can access you can actually start a multiplayer game from the Battlelog website. I know that a lot of my friends are using the Battlelog website to access games and stuff like that, so it's probably not a big of a deal for the PC guys, but for us on consoles, for me on console, it's quite a hassle to switch between your console and your PC in order to actually go and check when your next unlock is going to be. Now, another thing that really bothers me is the fact that all players start out with 2 grenades. This is a pretty big problem, of course, with the exception of the demolitions class that only has 1 remote charge. But this can cause for quite some chaos and a lot of random lucky grenade kills, along with a very, very shaky screen. And giving people 2 grenades is a big problem when you're playing on such small maps, especially when you're playing the home run game mode. It's very similar to the capture the flag game mode that we see in Call of Duty, but you only have 1 life in each round. And what happens is the enemy, well, each team are going to be throwing all their grenades across the map to kill as many of the enemies as possible. And what ends up happening is that just half of your team dies in probably the first 20 seconds of the match, and it's just a big grenade fest. And I hope that Danger Close will fix this in their next patch. I also noticed that the grenades have a very large blast radius, especially for such small maps. I hope they'll fix this as well. I know it's been bothering me to be killed by grenades a lot. Actually, half of the time I die, it's just because of random lucky grenades. So I would like them to fix this, absolutely. So, would you buy Medal of Honor? With Assassin's Creed just available, it just came out today or yesterday, and Black Ops right around the corner. Well, my answer is yes, if you like a good fast-paced, objective-based shooter, and if you like good team play and PTFOing. You'll absolutely enjoy this game. It changes from the mindless shooters where the main focus just lies on kills and acquiring kill streaks and all that. And I have to say, I wasn't expecting this game to be as good as it is, especially after playing the beta. It kind of felt very clunky and not as fluid, but now that I've played the full version on all the maps, trying out all the different classes, again, I already mentioned that they're just very balanced. The core of the game is very good, like the gunplay and all that. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like Danger Close did a decent job on this game, and I see myself playing this game for several more months, absolutely. So I hope you enjoyed my review and got something out of it. Hit the like button if you did, leave a comment down below, and let me know what you think of the game. And of course, subscribe for more, because there's going to be a lot more coming towards you on my channel. So I hope you enjoyed. This is Dolce signing off, and I'll see you next time.